I just finished recording the audio for this video and I want to say this before the actual video starts. Sorry for the vibe of this video and for cursing so much. This is not how my videos usually are, but this one is, and I don't want to force myself to have it not be like this. Anyway, to the video. This is a very sad I told you so, but I told you so. I really did. Turtle Wow is officially shutting down. And if you watched my last video, you already know I've been calling this for a while. People were calling it clickbait, saying I was overreacting, calling me stupid, saying Blizzard might lose, saying that Turtle Wow might make it out alive. That was never gonna happen. From the moment the lawsuit started, the ending was locked in. Anyone telling you otherwise was either coping, blindly optimistic, or farming the situation for content, dragging it out like there was still some mystery left. There wasn't. We already knew how this story ends. But I want to talk about how I feel about this whole situation, why things ended up like this, and what will happen next. First of all, I made it clear that I don't really like Turtle Wow as a game. They had some amazing stuff on that private server and some stuff that I think were kind of dogshit. Still, I am really sad to see this happen. I don't care about Blizzard, I don't care it was not legal, I really could not care less about any of that shit. I want competition that keeps making Blizzard look very bad, so they feel more forced to give us a good fucking game. Some of that competition comes from other games like old school RuneScape. And don't get me wrong, looking at OSRS and comparing that to what we got in terms of Classic Plus, which is nothing, does make Blizzard look really bad. But vanilla World of Warcraft based private servers obviously strike much closer to home, and this kind of competition is what forces all sides to make better games. I know some fanboys are gonna be super pumped about this news. Yay, Turtle Wow is dying. So cool, their favorite soulless corporation, which has released only mediocre games at best for the past 10 years, managed to shut down a private server that, with a fraction of the resources and manpower, managed to do something Blizzard has not even announced yet. Great thing to be hyped about. Yeah, not gonna lie, this is amazing. Some people will be happy because this was illegal. And again, I have to say, great way of thinking. Being happy that a direct competitor, one that would have actually helped you get a better game as an official server player, gets shut down because it is illegal, while Blizzard gives you, as I said, mediocre trash at best. Blizzard, a company that's been involved in multiple lawsuits, abused employees, sexual harassment scandals, and even cases where people ended their lives because of how bad things got, with basically zero real consequences for anyone involved. A company led for years by a goblin called Bobby Kotick, a guy who threatened to kill an employee, a guy who drowned the game in microtransactions, a guy that shows up in whimsical, cute, family-friendly stories like the Epstein Files. But thank fucking God, Turtle Wow was stopped. The fucking demons, am I right? Did you hear? The owner of the server used to be a scammer or something like that. Wow! Not like the Blizzard Entertainment leaders across all the years. Pure-hearted saints. Turtle Wow made a game people actually liked, but it was illegal. Cannot have that, can we? What would our moral compass even look like if we allowed that, right? Look, I'm not saying you are wrong for disliking the fact that Turtle Wow was illegal. It's a lame snowflake take, but it's not objectively wrong. But you are a hypocrite if that's where you suddenly draw the line, while everything I just mentioned about Blizzard doesn't get any kind of reaction from you. Anyway, Turtle Wow is not the first private server that has announced its shutdown recently, but clearly it's the biggest. A ton of servers are going down, and it's pretty obvious Blizzard is doing this because they're preparing to announce Classic Plus. And I guess that's the only good thing about this whole situation, but it really doesn't help that much. Private servers are falling left and right, and it's objectively bad for any World of Warcraft fan, especially for those who actually play them, but also for people like me. If Classic Plus ends up being good, I will be really happy, but right now, I have to admit, knowing they will probably announce it soon doesn't really warm me up that much. First of all, because it's something they should have done years ago. It's just like back in Shadowlands, when people were happy that they brought back tier sets after removing them in BFA. Yeah, like, I guess it was nice that they brought them back, but why the fuck did they remove them in the first place? It feels like such a stupid thing to be happy about. It's the same thing now. Sure, I am glad they're getting close to finally announcing it, but this game should have been out years ago already. So it's not like I'm going crazy over this fact. But more importantly, the entire vibe around this whole situation, around Classic Plus and any kind of Classic Plus styled server is so bad, and that matters a lot. The amount of goodwill Blizzard has from the Classic WoW fans, especially the ones waiting for Classic Plus, which is most of us, is zero. Instead of openly working with private server, or at least acknowledging them in some way, Blizzard is just shutting them all down. These servers are home to millions of players at this point, and Blizzard says nothing about that. Instead of doing the smart and super obvious thing that companies like Rockstar are doing with GTA 5, for example, where they allow others to build on their IP in a controlled way by actually selling the rights to their IP and taking a cut from all of their future profits, Blizzard just kills everything on the spot and stays silent. They take away the games people love and say nothing about it. Nothing about that, nothing about Classic Plus. Actually, when it comes to Classic Plus, we're below nothing. Not only do we get zero real information, but we also get blue balled with official streams like the State of Azeroth, presented to us as updates for the future of all World of Warcraft products. And then it's just Disney-looking retail slop content, which is a joke at this point. And for Classic, we get some tired, cringe millennial humor that is so fucking bad and out of touch. A community starved for something because you are so stupid that you need years and years to just realize what people want, and you are so fucking behind private servers that don't have 1% of your resources, and you make this stream sound like you present it like this, by the way. You make it sound like a place where all World of Warcraft fans will get something, some information. And when it comes to Classic and Classic Plus, the people who don't get anything, who didn't get anything for years, all you do is this stupid, retarded joke. God, I fucking hate this company. And no one is happy. Everyone, even remotely interested in Classic, absolutely hates Blizzard right now. I hope Classic Plus is good. And if it is, it will not be because it was made under Blizzard. It will be in spite of that. It will be because passionate developers managed to do their job while being stuck inside this soulless machine. It will be because of people like Jordi, who made the Classic Plus project website, which is basically a fucking gold mine for Blizzard. I cannot think of any other developer being handed such a valuable thing from their community that also doesn't even like them. It will also be because of people like me, constantly complaining about this stuff and trying to push the community towards actually understanding how stupid this whole situation is. At the end of the day, it will be because of people who really love the game, and despite Blizzard. But I know this situation isn't good. If you look up the servers that are going to get shut down, or that they were the ones that shut down recently, you'll find Reddit posts on the respective communities, and there are so many people saying how much they loved those servers and that their World of Warcraft journey is over now, that the servers are dead. Sure, some of them will come back and try Classic Plus when it launches, and if it's good, some will stay, but some really won't. And honestly, I get it. There are moments where just remembering the company behind the game makes me not want to touch it at all. But then I remind myself that the problem is the company and the people at the top, not everybody else. Blizzard still has passionate developers working on these games, doing their best while being part of this mess. That's where I'm putting my hope. I hope they can pull it off. And I hope some of you who lost your servers will give those people a shot too. But I also totally understand if you are 100% done with this bullshit. And if Classic Plus is bad, then yeah, a lot of that will actually be because of Blizzard. And in that case, I genuinely hope some private server finds a way to exist safely and give us a great game, because man, I really want Classic Plus. Because I have to be honest with you guys, Classic Plus is kind of my last hope. Retail World of Warcraft is never coming back. The gameplay is really good, probably the best among modern MMOs, but the problem is this is not an MMO anymore. So that comparison doesn't really matter. If I want an MMO with great gameplay, Retail WoW isn't an MMO anymore, so who gives a fuck? It lost everything that made it an MMORPG. And if I just want a great gameplay non-MMO game, well, in that case, there are way better options out there. Like, I don't know, Sekiro or something like that. And then there's the lore. The other thing that could potentially make me wanna play Retail. But the lore is so bad that if you actually like it, I really think you'd be blown away by the storytelling depth and complexity in stuff like Peppa Pig or Thomas the Tank Engine. I'm not even joking. At this point, it doesn't even matter that it doesn't feel like Warcraft anymore. Who gives a fuck about that? The story itself is just horrible. No matter how you look at it, it is the kind of thing an uncreative, untalented 10-year-old kid would come up for homework when he really doesn't want to make it. So yeah, there's really nothing there for me anymore. For no reason to play Retail seriously ever again, probably. Beyond just checking it out of curiosity and being fascinated by how far it has fallen. And while I love Classic and I love Vanilla, I will probably play it to some extent forever, at some point you have to slow down. You can't just play the same game forever, on and on and on and on for the rest of your life. So my hope is in Classic Plus. And honestly, if private servers had a real way to exist safely without getting shut down by Blizzard, my hope would probably be there too. Maybe even more than in Classic Plus. Anyway guys, that's the video. Let me know how you feel about all of this in the comment section down below. I'm really curious to hear your thoughts. And make sure to follow me on Twitch as well, because I'm working on a proper streaming schedule. The plan is like 2 days a week, maybe 3, maybe even 4 if I can keep it consistent while also being a sad wage slave. Anyway, till next time, peace.